Greetings, this is General of the Armies, Vincent Diaz Jr. This is a communique to Vladimir Putin. Attention all world leaders, CC all stakeholders, BCC all those living my way of life and who want to. This is a public service announcement about this planetary state of emergency forevermore until the new world order is installed and in control. Well, I was counseling the stranded travelers here I don't want in my city-state that are being forced to route through here. And I had to take them through the lessons of the movie of planes, trains, and automobiles and try to prepare them and set them. I basically knew all this plane travel was going to go so wrong. That was already so wrong with the statement having been issued, don't take direct non-stop flights. That's about the full failure. So I just advised them they're just going to have to take cars everywhere. And I was going through my basic logic of sequences. You do exactly what I say or you fail on purpose. So I just told them you have to take cars everywhere and take those big routes like the interstates, Interstate 80, Interstate 90, Interstate 94. I know the east to west. I don't know the north to south, right? Interstate 24, whatever. And then I just started running up my perfect gambler's logic, like my last how to lose at gambling for sure, even though it's like a gamble you can make. Lottery advice, like you can get one of those tickets, like I started filling them out but not cashing them in to try. 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0, A 0 0 0 0, B 0 0 0 0, C 0 0 0. This is about how sure this is. And I know what's going on here. I started telling them. It's like you take 80 or 90 or 94 if you're going east to west. What are you going to try to do? Go from New York to Chicago maybe, to go like from Chicago to St. Louis, to maybe get from like St. Louis to California or something. So they've screwed you. And everything's flattening out, and you might as well just give up here. I don't know if you're going to have to buy the cars. It's like there's two options here. You're either buying cars used for CarMax to drive them to the CarMax with your nearest local like big hub I'm talking about getting to. So you take the interstate until you finally get to that place. You have to get off the interstate to get to the place you're going. And it's sort of like you buy your car at CarMax in New York, and then you just slowly drive to Wally World, and you sell your car back to CarMax. You bought a CarMax. Otherwise, you go to LaGuardia because JFK is all messed up in New York, and you rent a flagship sedan. And if you have more people than can occupy one, you rent more than one, and then you just slowly drive the interstates because they guarantee everything's there. And by the time it's time to maybe have to be in this situation where you're screwed up at one of these major international hub airports, and you think you're going to have to get a car to take a link of the travel. It's this lesson. You better stay on the frickin' interstates. But I mean, anyhow, just take the sure thing here. Take the sure thing. Do you even think you'll get your flight after stall to even go? Well, you have to show up right there to the international airport or the huge hub of the airport with actually no reservations or anything, maybe even cash in hand. But you'll probably have to put a credit card on file. And right there from the airport with the special day rate, where you can just take the penalties but have this flat day rate where you sort of max everything out at the cheapest price, unlimited miles, usually has to be in-state, full insurance, rent a flagship sedan, and the way you can just hold on to it forever if you should so choose by the contract you enter. And I wish it would be like there's some out-of-state option. It's usually not there, but just take the penalties by the time you have to pay up anyhow. And then it's like, you drive to wherever you're going. But then then the drivers, you have to hit, the sure thing. The driver has to drive that thing back to where you rented it from. This is the sure thing. You don't even try to drop it at a different location. So then, the driver gets to wherever. I don't have a family, but families work like this. And then you pick up your fresh driver. Is going to be your navigator, who navigates you back to the drop-off location, and then this turns ad nauseum where the navigator who got picked up turns to the driver, and then they're the major renter, and then the driver who's overtaxed because they had to return to the same location turns into the navigator. Ad nauseum. You just keep going to and from the same location, even if it means traversing the interstates, manifest destinally, across the country, whatever. I don't know what the maximum penalty turns out to be. It's just pay up. But this is the sure thing. No matter what happens, we're usually doing pretty good. Oh no, the computer did the family computer code. Oh my God. It's going to cost them $60 million to scan the computer and to reset it so the car can ever work again. So okay, it's the rental. We're going to get the next one of these from the same rental net company across the nation. Just down I-80 to the next airport or the whatever. Maybe we have to get towed out of this or something. This is the sure thing with all the insurance, and then you have to layer up your insurance. So you have to have your AAA insurance, your NAARP insurance, your total life, home, and auto policy, your specific auto policy that covers you across all vehicles as well as one specifically, your insurance from the rental vehicle, like your insurance, like you just might not have enough money insurance, although you're supposed to insurance. Try to hit everything. You can get a tow. You can get a rental car. Your rental car can turn into the next rental car after it dies out. You can get a ride somehow when your car drops dead because the computer quit and you have to get the next one from the place you rented it from, but you're not at it. You can't ride in the tow truck while your car is towed away because you have a family. You're not God General King who does this stuff because it's the only way it works anyhow when you need the sure thing. Maybe if you're anywhere near the tow situation, like the smited driver family guy has to ride the tow truck with the vehicle he rented, and they have to ride the tow truck to get dropped at the rental company. Hopefully it's not in the off hours. You rent it from, it's not the same one. Well, they'll have to get you the next car. Have the equivalent car system. Then your driver has to go and pick up the family. So you're not supposed to be dying on the side of the road. So you got all these insurances. Why not hit another, maximum life insurance policy of an umbrella policy of all the insurance you could ever have, just so you have like that huge thing in duplicate. And then with your AAA insurance, there's usually another one. I forget what that other one is. It's the AAA equivalent insurance thing. And your Diners Club insurance. And then it flattens out where you bought the CarMax car just to sell the CarMax car back to CarMax, so you don't want to have to make the return trip. And then when the computer hack code drops your computer dead, you can wind up at a CarMax service station to handle it, or the manufacturer's service station. You're either a CarMax service center, Cadillac service center, whatever. The CarMax service center, Toyota's Avalon service center. There are other equivalents. You shouldn't do it. This is a sure thing. Some people might be having a decent time. So by the time, it's just, I don't know, it's just been too much because you're in the car. If you've done your flight time, like it could ever just be you hop on the plane, you take off, like it's like on the bus. You couldn't even buckle your seatbelt time, and you're off. You just unbuckle the seatbelt and you hop off like it's a bus. Like that's the time you'd ever expect. This is a slowly wagon train car and flagship sedans down the routes I've given, like I-80 or whatever. You're going to wind up, just having to drive through national forests and stuff, or you just go off into the park or the forest. Be like a bear in the woods or something. Take a break. And instead of being on the plane with nothing, you have some coolers with ice and like some coolers holding hot stuff. You never really runs this way, right? I don't want an extra can of gas. Don't do it. It always turns bad. A cooler full of ice for the other coolers that need ice and stuff. Food and drink that goes in those as well. hit a rest area, hit a rest stop, park at a park, take a minor detour through a national forest. We just drive out, maybe take a turn, and just turn around and get back. Sure things. Godspeed. And like usual, President Putin, I beseech you, strike now into suffering. Let me do the work you need me to do. I mean, why are you? I mean, what is this work going on? Is there actually like this reflection of my work? Like I'm the one who wrote up all this original like political letters. That's a full automation of politics here. I mean, our Joker clowns are supposed to still be using for the way they just say the same stupid stuff. I've heard about your games. I've created for you, and then there's like I only speak in one-word sentences now, as God has dictated to us. We obey God's rules. And then here we are at the end of the sentence sequence of one-word sentences. Just handling this automation unit, same thing, everything. And it's like hold. It's the Nazis' turn to say the word. It goes, in the one-word sentence, or try. And you're gonna leave them there, like no matter what word they say, it's still the same thing. Is it at least my work still being done? Because you won't let me work here. The way I know you can't fully do it yet, but you won't, clear the barriers to entry to my workstations. I beseech you, strike, so I can advance and do this work right. I'll play your game, and now you'll say the one word. I forget my exact example.